courage is more exhilarating than fear, and in the long run it is easier. We do not have to become heroes overnight. Just one step at a time, meeting each thing that comes up, seeing it is not as dreadful as it appeared, discovering we have the strength to stare it down. Surely, in the light of history, it is more intelligent to hope rather than to fear, to try rather than not to try. For one thing we know beyond all doubt, nothing has ever been achieved by the person who says, "It can't be done." The world of the future is in our making. Tomorrow is now. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. The UN is our greatest hope for future peace. Alone we cannot keep the peace of the world, but in cooperation with others we have to achieve this much longed-for security. Our own land and our own flag cannot be replaced by any other land or any other flag. But you can join with other nations, under a joint flag, to accomplish something good for the world that you cannot accomplish alone. The important thing is neither your nationality nor the religion you professed, but how your faith translated itself in your life. You not only have a right to be an individual, you have a responsibility. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with the best you have to give. Life was meant to be lived, and curiosity must be kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his back on life. I once had a rose named after me and I was very flattered. But I was not pleased to read the description in the catalogue. No good in a bed, but fine up against a wall. When life is too easy for us, we must beware, or we may not be ready to meet the blows which sooner or later come to everyone, rich or poor. Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. I cannot believe that war is the best solution. No one won the last war, and no one will win the next war. The mother of a family should look upon her housekeeping and the planning of meals as a scientific occupation. You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life, and what you've become yourself. Too often the great decisions are originated and given form in bodies made up wholly of men, or so completely dominated by them that whatever of special value women have to offer is shunted aside without expression. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built. Sometimes I wonder if we shall ever grow up in our politics and say definite things which mean something, or whether we shall always go on using generalities to which everyone can subscribe, and which mean very little. My experience has been that work is almost the best way to pull oneself out of the depths. Have convictions. Be friendly. Stick to your beliefs as they stick to theirs. Work as hard as they do. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. One's philosophy is not best expressed in words, it is expressed in the choices one makes. And the choices we make are ultimately our responsibility. It is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. Never allow a person to tell you no who doesn't have the power to say yes. Probably the happiest period in life most frequently is in middle age, when the eager passions of youth are cooled, and the infirmities of age not yet begun. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. The battle for the individual rights of women is one of long standing, and none of us should countenance anything which undermines it. Hate and force cannot be in just a part of the world without having an effect on the rest of it. Remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. Life must be lived and curiosity kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his back on life. Since you get more joy out of giving joy to others, you should put a good deal of thought into the happiness that you are able to give. A woman is like a tea bag, you never know how strong it is until it's in hot water. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. No matter how plain a woman may be, if truth and honesty are written across her face, she will be beautiful. You can often change your circumstances by changing your attitude. If someone betrays you once, it's their fault. If they betray you twice, it's your fault.